Hello, in this video we will understand about the B cell immunology. So how it's developed and how it can be activated. Let's begin to understand all aspects. So it is B lymphocyte or a subtype of WBC of the lymphocyte subtypes. The function in the humoral immunity, not cell-mediated immunity, but humoral immunity, produce immunoglobulin, and it is the response due to the adaptive immune system. Adaptive immune system means it is production of immunoglobulin antibodies against the antigen as throughout the life through B memory cell. Let's begin to understand the development. It develops in the bone marrow and it is arise from the hematopoietic stem cell. Hematopoietic stem cell means hematopoietic stem cell used for the production of blood, WBC and RBC as well as platelets. So on the other hand, the bone marrow, hematopoietic stem cells basically will go into the bone marrow will become a multipotent progenitor cell. Multipotent progenitor cell selection will lead to common lymphoid progenitor cells, CLP. And in this way, the pro B cell, because it's developed into the bone, so it means the bone cell, but it's a B cell and lead to late pro B cell, and the late pro B cell will ultimately proliferate. This is the proliferation mechanism, remember, will lead to large pre B cell containing a large nucleus. This large pre B cell will constrict the nucleus, will lead to immature B cell containing B cell receptor. This is the pre B cell receptor and the IgOB, and on the other hand, this is the B cell receptor. Let's understand about the activation after this immature B cell will reside on the lymphatic system lymph node. So their development into B cell occurs in several stages, each marked by various gene, interleukin 7 receptor expression, and immunoglobulin H chain, heavy chain, and light chain L chain gene loci arrangement will lead to produce the immunoglobulin on the basis of their antigen response. So remember, this is the heavy chain and light chain containing immunoglobulin. There is a lot of immunoglobulin. We can classify that, and I have a video about that. If you want to check that, you can search in the search bar of the YouTube. You can write the with the name of Muhammad Umar, and you can search. This is the antigen, and this basically, let's begin to understand from the first mature B cell after the recognition from the T cell dependent activation. The T cell dependent activation, this is the gene production of this protein like ICOS ligand, CD40, major histocompatible 2 molecule, and the PDI ligand and CD80 and 86, which that recognize to T cell receptor through antigen to stimulate the B cell, and on the other hand, a lot of ligands against these molecules. And in this way, this is the B cell will activate through T cell dependent activation, while this is the independent T cell independent activation through antigen plus B cell receptor will lead to selection or deletion or self-foreign or self or foreign antigen. For example, in the case of autoimmune disorder, it can be select will lead to autoantigen collapse through a complement system, the opsonization through antibodies. While this T cell independent activation will lead to, here is the dendritic cell myeloid, which that will lead to APRI ligand and BAF molecule will be bound with the BAF receptor, and it will also APRL I ligand will bind, will lead to activate the effector B cell. So this is the B cell activation major, which that will convert into the B memory cell and plasma cell. this B memory cell, which that will live longer and produce antibodies whenever the infection again will be arrive. Plasma cell will produce quick antibodies, will lead to humoral immunity response against the pathogen or against the infected cell. This is the dendritic cell. Let's begin to understand the major function of the B cell. This is the blood circulatory system, and this is the infected cell. Dendritic cell will get the uh, antigen as an infected cell or from the pathogen. This antigen will recognize through toll-like receptor, and endocytosis will occur through dendritic cell will go into the lymphatic system where the B cell will be reside after the maturation and will become a naive B cell from the bone marrow into the lymphatic system for the major colonization of this B naive B cell. This is the binding to antigen T cell independent immunity activation. In this way, the B cell receptor will recognize the antigen, while on the other hand, this chemical signal, which that will lead to become a B memory cell and plasma cell, while the dendritic cell also activate the T helper cell CD4 molecule containing MHC class 2, a major histocompatible 2 molecule. We recognize after the recognition through dendritic cell to activate the CD4 to activate the B cell through chemical signal to recruitment of the B cell. And this is the plasma cell. Remember, the B cell and the B cell and T cell are present in the thymus gland or lymphatic system. So the plasma cell produce a lot of antibodies. The release antibodies, and the antibodies will collapse and will lead to activation and the complement system activation. Anyhow, let's begin to understand the summary and summarization. Naive B cell. First, we will discuss. Naive B cell is able to activate and proliferate. So the a plasma blast, short-lived, will be produced after the division and the differentiation, and the GCB cell will produce. The GCB cell will produce a lot of type of cell like plasma blast again, but the SLGM containing antibodies, the GG antibodies, IgG antibody, IgA antibody, and IgE antibody containing memory B cell. This is will also the plasma blast activation to produce more type of the antibodies. And the plasma blast cell will produce in the bone marrow, in the malt, or in the spleen pulp. So red pulp, spleen red pulp. So in this way, the long-lived plasma cell will lead to produce more immunoglobulin against the antigen. This will lead to clear the pathogenicity as well as a long life immunity like measles, mumps virus. On the other hand, a lot of the disease which that will be cured due to the B cell, and the a vaccine can also develop by this mechanism activation to produce B memory cell for the using of the vaccine for long-term immunity, the memory of the immunoglobulin from the B memory cell. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.